So,
All right.
if you could just start out and introduce yourself and say where and when you were born.
My name is Ralph E. Cirillo, Cirillo, because some people say it's Cirillo, it's everywhere. In Bristol, they slur it anyway. And I was born right here in this town of Bristol, in my grandmother and grandfather's band. All the men are now starting to drink wine, betting on what it's going to be. And I came out as a boy, and I was like a prince. Old Italians, you know, the first grandchild, a boy. Like an even as my grandfather, so that made me.
That's the same way with the Greeks.
It's not nationality. We can't know it. Walk proud.
So, what memories do you have growing up in Bristol and with the Depression?
Well, Bristol was a great town. We were all poor, but we didn't know it. And I never went to bed hungry because there was always something to eat, bread and milk or whatever we had. And we all shared everything. I started eating an apple, my friend would finish it. Save me the corn, they say. And no one got germs. No germs or something. I don't know how that happened, but no one got sick from that.
And did you go to Mount Hope High? Or?
No, it was Colt Memorial at that time.
Right,
Yes,
right.
we have that model school on Hope Street. That's that babies are going there now. They have the kids who. But that was the high school. Then they built the one across the street, the Andrews School later. So that took care of like the overflow.
Okay.
And of course, they had a brand new gym. You could play basketball in there. So that was the Bristol school system. It was all those schools, are all memorial schools, all the ones we have, except for the high school now, which is Mount Hope High. And that's the only one we paid for, and it's not great. So, you know, it's not hard staff. But little by little, all the schools are being like abandoned now. They're using, I think Roger was getting one of them for.
Oh yeah, for foreign kids.
Yes. I guess English and ESL is it?
Yeah,
like
ELS.
Yeah, well, hey, you got to learn the language. You got to take the money. You got to pay.
So, what were you doing when Pearl Harbor was bombed? Do you remember the day?
I was
my
grandfather and I and my kid brother went to the Pastime Theater. It was a Sunday night, which was I always had two movies on weekends. The early show like 6 o'clock, and the later ones at 8. You know, movies those days. And when we come out, they announced that Pearl Harbor was bombed. And I was only, I was 41, but that's 26, 27. I was about 14 years old. I couldn't go. I wanted to go, but not 14. They wouldn't let me. They talked to me. So of course I went to work in the wire company in town, U.S. Rubber Company, mixing shift during the war, and 4 hours. You know, like 3 to 7 or 7 to 11, because at the age they wouldn't let you work all the extra hours. Mm-hmm. And I made a little bit of money for the house, because my mother and father were divorced. My grandfather died, and all of a sudden I'm 16 years old, I'm the man of the house. Hello, you know. So I had to get some money, bring some money home. Because grandma only worked when she was young, and she was the grandma, and grandma didn't stay at home, took care of the kids in the house. And my mother worked in the factory. So it was a little struggle, but we just went right along and survived and helped each other out. But then I said, I gotta go. The war's gonna end, and I'll miss it. You know, young crazy kid. So one day I skipped school. I went to Providence. Sergeant LeBlanc met him and volunteered. We had all the information, and I had a preliminary physical. And I passed all that, and I had to get the final physical. I had to go to Boston. But now I had to get permission from Mama. That wasn't easy.
Yeah.
So I brought the paper home for her to sign, which was fine. I said, Ma, I need you. Yeah, what is it? She says, will you sign this paper for me? What is that? What is that? I says, well, this is so I can be a Marine. I want to go to the Marine Corps. Oh, no, you can't. You're going to stay. She says, Ma, and next month, I'll be 18. I'm going to get drafted in the Army. I don't want to go in the Army. I don't want to go in the Navy. So she says, well, what am I doing? I said, Mom, please just sign it. Let me go to the Marines. I want to go. So she didn't like it, but she signed the paper. And she turned it in, went up there to Boston for the final physical, which was almost a whole day.
Were there a lot of other people up there with you?
Yeah, oh God, there were a lot of guys, and some guys, a lot of them get rejected. Some went to the Navy, some went to the Army. I wanted to be a Marine. That was my goal.
What made you decide to be a Marine?
I don't know. I just wanted to be a Marine. And, you know,
did you know anyone who was, or?
Oh, I knew all about the Marine Cash because I mean, you see the movies and I read books and all that stuff, and I knew what I really wanted to be was a Marine and get out of this town. It's hick town, you know. And I'm so glad I came back though. But I passed the physical, and they said, all right, you go home. We're going to send you a letter. Tell you when we're going to report. You got to go to Paris Island boot camp. It won't be right away, but it'll be in a few weeks. Okay. I was bragging all my baby. I'm a Marine. You guys got the one. You know that big stuff. And it was great. So one day I get the letter. So I had to kiss her goodbye.
Can I just ask a couple quick questions?
Oh, sure, go right ahead.
So before you entered the Marine Corps, from 1941 to 1940, well, even before that, did you ever have any inclination or any thought that the U.S. would go to war? Were you
No.
about that,
We never thought about a war at all. And the funny thing is, we should have been. We were a little stupid because every week there was a ship from Japan,
with the scrap
private, loading up with scrap metal. They took all our scrap and gave it back to us in bombs. Hello.
Yeah.
But no one thought of a war against a little country like Japan,
Yeah.
who was fighting Chinese, and they were having a good time out there killing the poor Chinese people like crazy. So I never thought about a war. In that era, we never thought of war. Just the depression, want to get out of there, get money and make money to buy food and clothes.
So after the U.S. got into the war, were you keeping up to date with what was going on?
Oh yeah, it didn't matter every day. I was getting mad by the minute. Then because the movies, because they showed you how the Japanese were treating the people in Bataan and all that stuff. I couldn't. They were holding me back. I wanted to go so bad.
Did you know other people that were going? Were you talking to them?
Some of the guys in town that joined. A couple of the boys got killed. One of my best friends was one of the first guys. He got killed on Guadalcanal. Tony Almeida. He was a good up-and-coming young boxer.
Really?
Yeah, he was putting with Bonnie Ross and those big fighters, and he thought he was going to be something in Guadalcanal, where he got killed right there. And that maybe, I don't know what it was. It was like personal. You know, personal. They do that to my friend. Because we used to play football down we call it the tan yards. No equipment. You just run with the ball and bang heads. it was great. We bounced back good. Yeah, so that was a kind of a shock when my buddy got killed. That's when you say it's real. Yeah. The other stuff was like in the news, in the movies, you know. But one of your friends gets that, you know, it sort of hits you in the gut.
Were you feeling any rationing and like any?
Oh yeah, the food was. Well, we couldn't get butter. That's when margarine came out. It looked like a white blot, a yellow pill to change the color, and it tasted like white lard.
Yeah.
You know. And the food, you know, the meats was you only get so many ounces of meat if you could get it. Well, there was a struggle that way. And we didn't have any farms, you know, except for a few little tomatoes growing in the backyard, but that's tomato time, not the winter time.
Bristol's a pretty patriotic town now as it is. It must have been.
Oh, it was so more, yeah. Oh, yes, even then. I mean, the parade we have now, of course, it's much bigger than what we used to have because the routes are shorter and the floats and everything is a lot bigger. But those are the great parades in our day. Because everybody that was in the parade, you knew.
Yeah.
See, now this year I was in the 4th of July parade.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I rode
down here for it.
I rode on the 2012 Corvette, black on black, brand spanking new. I was sitting up there like, you know, and they treated me very, very good. And of course, a lot of the people at Howard, they knew me because I've been around. I had a whole bunch of kids in Little League for 17, 18 years. I was a coach down there, and midget football, and I was in a chain gang at the high school football gang. So a lot of guys knew me. And I didn't know their names, but I called them Clam Digger or Grandma, and they all knew me. So when we were driving on the parade route, the girl was driving, she said, "What are they calling you now?" I said, "Those are gangs in play Little League Road. They call me Grandma, the guy called me Clam Digger." It was just all local stuff, you know. Because a lot of those kids, you know, like, "Come on, you Clam Digger, get," you know, back and forth.
Yep.
Because I forget, you have all those kids, and you remember the names? I'm old. But it was, I enjoyed every minute of it, though. The kids were great. The parents weren't that great. But most of the kids were all good. I was very fortunate. We had a little league team, baseball team, and they were the best kids around, and we had a wonderful season. Perfect. We lost every game. The kids lost every game. And they were so happy. Everybody showed up. Every kid showed up for every game. The other guys winning teams said, "Oh, what are you doing?" They're kids. They're playing ball.
Yeah.
You guys throw stones at them, you holler at them, you miss them. They're kids. They're not professionals. What's the matter with you? So they got that concept, champion.
Yeah.
They were the best team they had. No winners. 14 games, 14 losses.
Okay, so back to, you go to Boston, you pass the physical.
All set,
You
yep.
waited a couple weeks. When you finally, were you
get
saying
the word,
goodbyes at the time? Or
All set,
time
yep.
left?
I had, I left school, like I said, bye to my girl, bye to all of my parents and stuff. Put the Providence on the bus, the train to Boston, went to the neighbor place up there, and they put us at this hotel in Scully Square. That's the strip area in Boston, that era then, you know. And of course it was, well, dust that thick on the windowsill. Oh my. The next morning we poured in, get on the train, we had Paris Island. Well, we had the train we had was a coal train, and the smoke was coming up there, and you had to keep the windows closed because the smoke came in and you got sun all over you. We finally made it. They pulled us off to the side, let the cattle cars go by. We were sitting there waiting because cattle was very important. So we were just going to mook half an hour, you know. So we finally hit Paris Island. We get up there, then you find out this is the real world. You're not a human, you're not a marine, you're nothing. You're lower than a whale crap, that's at the bottom of the ocean. And everything, yes sir. And, you didn't send the attention on them. And some of those, most of them were rebels. They were rebels, the Southern boys.
Yeah.
And oh boy, they can lord it over us. And it was yes sir. There was no messing around.
So you get off the train. What was the?
They're waiting for you. You're to line up. Now you just like you see the kids running around. They don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
And then turn left. Column left. Who's going right? Who's turning upside down? They don't know where they're going. They finally got us headed through the barracks. We went through to get the issue of clothes. That's another thing. They don't look at it. You just threw it aside. You're going to fit it. You'll grow into it. The only thing was the shoes were good. I mean, they put stuff on you. You had to stand on a thing there, like they x-ray your feet. You had bowls or buckets of sand so you to see how you.
Yeah.
That was the only thing they really took care of. And those shoes could go on coral and last and last and last. They don't make those shoes anymore. You can't even find them. But they had to last because we was on coral when you made those landings most of the islands. Okinawa was the only one that we just walked the shore. Was no strain, no pain.
So what was the training like on Paris Island?
12 weeks of glorious agony. It started at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. You had to go out there and do exercises until 3 or 4 guys threw up. Then you go for breakfast. And then after that, you get back, you get out there, and you get your rifle, and then you start your drilling. You're drilling, and you're marching, and you got to get your left from your right. You got to know which way to go, and they give you these commands. And you're assigned to different squads. And they went by height. Unfortunately, I was one of the taller guys, so I had a squad. Everybody was in front. They always put the shortest guy in the front, so when we were marching, we wouldn't go past him.
Oh, okay.
His steps a little smaller.
Yeah.
And because then you get all these drills on the, left flank, right flank, left of weak, all the drills for marching.
And you were, like you said, you were 17 when you entered, and you turned.
I turned 18 in boot camp.
Were you one of the younger ones, or were there?
One of the young ones, not the youngest one. There's other kids. A lot of kids were in there early. There was one kid they found out he was all younger than that. He had taken right out. They got him, sent him home to mom. He got in though, but I think he was 15.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a big 15. Some of these lobsters grow.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories of kids actually.
Yeah.
Actually making it to combat.
Yes, they did. Yes, it's amazing, but they did. I'll tell you, they were very gung ho.
So,
not that hoorah like they did with now hoorah. That's new because in my day it was gung ho.
Yeah.
I said, where did hoorah come from?
So, once you were on Paris Island, is that where you chose?
All your basic training was right at Paris Island. Yeah.
And how is that where they told you were going to become a rifleman, or how?
No, they were deciding on that. That where your training sort of dictated what you were going to wind up doing. They watched how you reacted, because they had these different drills and different exhibitions that you had to perform. And some guys did very good. Other guys they were all divided up pretty. They were pretty smart on that.
And did you have a tough drill sergeant or anything like that?
We had one guy. His name was Corporal Lily. Now, as you know, there are two kinds of lilies. There's the Easter lily and the tiger lily. Boy, you knew that right away. Matter of fact, one kid got caught on a Sunday morning after church, because he was marching to church if you wanted to go. They didn't make you go, but if you wanted. And he went to the PX. And we were told, don't go to the PX. He went there to buy candy and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So because of that little action, being caught there, our platoon was forbidden to go to the PX at all for the whole 12 weeks.
Wow.
Once a week they sent one guy there to buy stuff for everybody. The whole platoon couldn't go to the PX. And they got away with it. I couldn't get it. We could have howling complaint. But you didn't dare. You didn't dare, because you'd be in more trouble.
So are there any specific things that stick out from boot camp that you remember most? Like good memories, bad memories?
Oh, the good memories are great. Bad memories, we almost saw one kid drown, and with the use of marches, and for spite, sometimes they make us march at night with just your shorts on, and the gnats are biting your center of attention. And you can't do that to get the, oh my God, they get in your eyes, you get in your ears, you can't move your attention, you can't be doing that crap. So that was like agony. And then they march us off, and we marched right into the creek that's right out in the back. And the small guy was in the front, and it was over his head. We had to grab him. Because later on, they did have that, and one kid drowned in that later on, not our gang, but that was stopped, I guess, when. Because then you had to go, they give you swimming lessons if you can't swim, but we have from Bristol.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Yeah. So from after you graduated from boot camp in 12 weeks, was there a ceremony?
They had a great big ceremony, because you practice a lot of drilling for that. Mm-hmm. And they have the band that's playing. That's the great drilling with the band playing. You can march and you get a little more of a swagger, you know. And then, of course, after it's all over,
and that's when
they get you to get assigned. And they call you up. We go to Camp Lejeune, the Fleet Marine Force. You're going to go fight. We started out with 74 men, I think it was, or 76 men in my platoon at boot camp. And 12 weeks later, 34 of us graduated. That was left. Because if you missed 2 days of training, you went back another platoon automatically because it was too fast.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't catch up. You had to just do all you left. So that was one thing. And I was one of the 34. I made it.
I'm sure you were proud of that, right?
Oh, I was. The rifle range too. I think I shot 307. 306 is perfect. Wow. I got 307, was an expert. And hey, that's $5 more a month.
Were you being trained by veterans at that point?
No, our drill instructors were the ones that trained us. They were trained to teach us.
I'm saying, by any chance, were your drill instructors already combat veterans at that point?
I can say I don't think so.
Okay.
But they had a lot of experience with the maneuvers and drills. They had been all that.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we might have had one guy, but I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Okay. So, Camp Lejeune, what?
Well, that was the next, that's advanced.
Yeah.
Well, we went to Camp Lejeune, and it's crazy, because Camp Lejeune was like another world.
That's in North Carolina?
So, yeah, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. And when we get there, there's a list of names, alphabetical. Mm-hmm. And don't you think the Marine Corps, with mess duty, you get it a month at a time. Not like the Army one day. But they give you $5 extra in your pay. Mm. ABC, mess duty, me. First thing, the guys are training, I'm on mess duty, feeding potatoes. But it works good because I get friendly with all the cooks and bakers.
Yeah.
Oh, I was in. Hey, baby. Oh my God. And I had to learn all the, all the different ways. And I was the guy what they call the sergeant at arms in the mess hall. Directing traffic, And then, of course, if they wanted more potatoes, wanted more potatoes, so I say, mess, survey, and he brings some more stuff. Sure.
No problem. So, okay. You get to Guadalcanal, and you were on the
We trained out at Guadalcanal, and
how long were
let's see,
you?
we were there August, September, October, November, December. Because Easter Sunday, April 1st, was the day we landed on Okinawa. So all that other time was all training. And then we spent a month aboard ship practicing landings.
Wow.
Coming out, going down the net, to the other sea, land in the islands, back and forth. We all practiced. And then we're going off, heading up now. We knew this was serious now. We're getting ready. We broke camp up. There was nothing left of the place.
Is it?
All the,
Oh, sorry, side
no,
question.
no.
When you were on Guadalcanal, is that when they finally said, okay, Ralph Cirillo, you're going to be a rifleman?
Oh yeah, I was already. I was on a fire team. I was the fire team leader on my group. And
you carried
M1
Okay.
and the BAR. Sometimes I carried a both. Which is a Browning automatic, which is a semi-automatic, fires 20 shots.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 3 other guys with me. And then, of course, they taught me about demolitions a little bit. So I had a 20-pound pack of, well, it wasn't dynamite, it was tetratol, which is more powerful than dynamite. And you put the cap in it, pull that out, 20 seconds, you better be like all gone. And that's what I was rolling caves. You could both throw it in and move. And half the mountain, half the hill would go up sometimes.
So,
Yeah.
so that, and a lot of your training was just maneuvers, and then can you just talk about the practice landings a little bit?
Oh yeah,
It
well,
must have been tough going down the
that's what you had all your equipment on. You
Yeah.
had your rifle and the whole bit, and your guy stepping on your hands if you're not getting out of the way. And once in a while, one guy would fall into the boat, and they pushed his back, is killing him or something like that. So,
Did anyone ever fall into the water?
not my crew, but the other guys, yes, they have fought. They did fall in the water. If they bounced, they hit them, But they got them right away, because fortunately, the people who were aboard the ship were a little weak. But it was a lot of practice, and we almost were very efficient by the time we was really ready to go. That morning, April 1st, everybody was all praying and the whole bit,
And was the 6th Marine Division formed while you were on Guadalcanal?
Yeah, basically that's where we were formed.
Okay.
In the field, they call it, yeah. So
All
we were formed out there. Because they took guys from different outfits that were wiped out and everything else. They just threw it together like, let's do it for now.
But so you were in the 29th Regiment, you said?
Yeah. 6th Marine Division, yeah, 29th.
Were you-
3rd Battalion.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Were you, what company?
3rd Battalion, Company H, but we changed it to L. Because it wasn't a weapons company.
Yeah.
They found that out later.
So then, was the 29th Regiment made up of combat veterans? And then
Well, some were combat veterans, some were just thrown all together.
Okay.
We did have some men who were already combat veterans.
All right. And then when did you find out that you would be assaulting Okinawa? 'Cause
Well, we
that
knew
was-
we were going to land on an island. We didn't know which one.
Yeah.
Aboard the ship, a few days before we hit, that's when we found out where we were going and what we were going to do. Because at the same time, they were already on Iwo Jima.
Mm-hmm.
But we found out later that we were floating reserve for that invasion. Because you could see the black smoke in the distance. Didn't know what it was, but it was Iwo Jima. Burning up. So like I said, we didn't find it. Well, I was glad we didn't have to go. Because you know what happened there.
Yeah.
So right after that, that's when we went the invasion of Okinawa.
Okay. So prior to Okinawa, how long were you guys on? How long was the voyage? Did you leave Guadalcanal to go to Okinawa? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
But that was.
How long was that?
Well, first of all, I think it was like about almost 2 months by the time we landed on. Yes.
2 months.
Because we had to
aboard
do the
ship.
practice. Yeah. Oh, you board ship, back out again, practice landing.
You got your sea legs, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, I spent a lot of time aboard ship. Yes, we did. And the first thing you learn about a ship is find out where the cooks are.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the food you don't get that much.
So, what was the Armada like? I heard.
Well, that invasion, it was the biggest invasion of the amount of ships.
Yeah, I heard it was even bigger than the D-Day invasion.
Bigger. It was much bigger than that. And of course, they made sure we all stayed below the deck. So there was no one up there walking around and looking at what was happening.
Why? Do you know why that would have been?
For our safety. For our safety, mostly. Because when those Japanese planes landed, they hit the ship head on, and they dove right into them. Because of the big explosion, and metal was flying all over the place. And some ships didn't sink, some did. So there was a lot of people died on the ships itself.
Going towards them.
Yeah, for the landing, yeah. Cause
did you witness any kamikaze?
I saw a plane go right by our ship and land next to the other kids on the other side. It just missed both of us. But that's when they made us all go below deck.
And that was that.
So you heard everything. You heard everything. You couldn't see it. And, you know, you only your laundry know how scared you were. That's for sure.
Being, obviously not having been in combat before, and on April 1st, what was the feeling like? Were you told that there was going to be a lot of resistance on the beach?
Well, yes, we were told the resistance before that. Now, yeah. They were going to fight and defend it because that was the last threat. After that was Japan itself. There was nothing after that. So the surprise was they cut the island in half in a couple of hours. There was no resistance, very little resistance at all, which was surprising.
But you figured that it was going to be pretty bad.
Well, we knew that somewhere along we were going to have to pay. Because when I got off with my crew, they marched us. We went north. I got the route how we walked all around the whole thing. And it was 15 or 16 days before we saw any real action.
In the north?
Yeah, all the way up. You had to try the path and up the road and all that stuff. Once in a while out to Rochelle and could buy them orders. We sent some guys after them. And then after that, then the stuff hit the fan.
So prior to going down south, what kind of action were you involved in the north? Or any?
North was scattered. Yeah, you had more snipers and machine gunners here, bunker there, and they had tombs, those Okinawans, and those Japanese used to hide in the tombs and shoot out there with their Nambu rifles, which are like a little machine guns. And you know you had to spot them and go get them. I mean, that was it. Because we had guys. That's all they did. They spot them, then you send the guys who go on that way, this way, and you blow them up. If you were lucky.
Okay. Did you go to any of the offshore islands before?
No, I was always on the mainland. Okay. I didn't go. There were some guys that went off on the southern tip. They went up on that. Well, that's my water bucket board. They went on the southern tip. They went off. There was an island off to a few miles, not that far. They hit that and they had to secure that. So fortunately, I didn't go there, but it was all walking. And then, well, I was there from April 1st till July 10th. So then there was all kind of weather changes and mud and mud.
Yeah.
Oh,
can you talk a little bit about the mud?
Oh, mud was atrocious. It was knee deep. And I don't care how you couldn't avoid it. And the jeeps couldn't go. The ducks they couldn't go because they were stuck in the mud. The tanks just could make it, just about. And those tanks could go through almost anything. And then, of course, you go to sleep at night. And with the rain, it wasn't sleep. It wasn't restful either. But it was. And you're always on duty, on call, because you had that air work. Because you always had they come by at night. You never knew what time they were coming through or how they were coming through. Sometimes it'd be like a banzai attack, which is coming charging bayonets, and they don't just coming. And that's not pretty. It's not pretty. So there's always a sniper here and there. There was always, yeah.
While you were up north, were you hearing reports of what the Army divisions were going through?
Well, most of the reports about the Army was that they were 127th Army or one of those outfits. They said they were going to lose their colors because one machine gunner was having the whole division pinned down. And Marines didn't do that. They sent
Yeah.
4 men to go get him. You know, well, you got time to wait for that guy.
Uh-huh.
Gonna pin the whole gang down? No, don't. We don't buy that crap.
Okay. A little bit prior to that, your very first combat, what was it like? And what was going through your head when you?
Well, when I saw my first friend get killed, it was just it's like a shock. You know, you couldn't believe that this guy. I was just talking to him. We went through boot camp together, and he was dead.
Was this in the north?
Yeah, yeah. Because a lot of times when you get these snipers that come and get you, it was, let's say it was scary if you want to know the truth. You couldn't believe that this happening to you or your friends. And it did. So, you had to wake yourself up and get in the real world and say, just kill or be killed. So next thing you know, I'm blowing these damn caves up with a tetrazole pack, like not a maniac, but a little crazy. Because, you're exposing yourself, you gotta run, you gotta drop, you gotta throw. And that was a close call, so yeah, like everything else. Everybody has some kind of close call. And you just wound up, you were lucky. You wound up diving in one of those tombs to get away from the enemy. Because I was up here, 18 already now, I was 18. Oh, baby. Yeah, gonna be 19 pretty soon. Because that's how long I was on that damn island.
So, when did you finally go down south, and what was the first action that you took part in?
Sugarloaf Hill.
Okay.
That was, matter of fact, I think our outfit hit that hill 5 or 6 times. You get up there and it threw you right back.
Were you charging it? How?
Oh yeah, you had to go up there, fight, shoot, and get up to the top of the hill, and then they're throwing stuff at you. So we retreat, everybody's running back down the hill. Because they were in the hill. No one knew that they were in the hill. It was like little passages. You could ride around in the damn place. So some of those, they had the ammunition all stored in there. And the Okinawans did all the digging for them. That's what happened. It wasn't the Japanese themselves. They had the natives do all that stuff. Well, it worked for them.
And was that part of the Shuri line?
Yeah, that was part of the Shuri line, right.
That was the first area that you...
Oh, that was big time, yeah, that was big time.
Are there any specific memories that stick out of combat there?
Well, just that the shells, they had naval guns in the mountain, naval guns from the ships. And they fired big boys, not the little ones, no. And that caused a lot. I got a blast concussion. All I know was I was charging, and the next thing you know, I was flying. And my friend told me, he says, you went up in the air, you hands that's over a tea kettle, and you landed over there like a wet rag, and then you got up. He said, well, I don't remember that, So all I know is I heard a noise, and it's like, maybe you blacked it out or something. And, well, because of that, I didn't know about it. I wasn't on a report because I had to go back to sick bay for 4 or 5 days. That's when you see those 3 guys there from Rhode Island. Well, that was when I was there resting up. Later on, they found out, they owe him a Purple Heart. There was a flash concussion. Oh, I'll take it. But I'll tell you, it was, you didn't know what was going on. You didn't realize it. Everything was like, you're training. You were trained. And everything sort of just kicked in. Which is amazing. That's why I said the Marine Corps is the best. I mean, I don't care what they say about anybody else, but we're the best.
So you think your training really helped you?
Oh, definitely. I hated my drill sergeant there some nights, and you couldn't say, but he made you snap up and be attention. Yeah, you had to.
Do you think it was also a lot of what you yourself were made of?
Well, I suppose that did help me some, yeah, but, because, I wanted to be a Marine so bad, all the time. But, you go get training, you just can't go run wild either. At least I knew how to fire the rifle, knew how to aim it, and how to make sure how to fix everything going, and how to work the bayonet. It helped.
Were you, or did you ever see any hand-to-hand combat on the hill?
Very little, because we were overpowering them at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
some of the guys, they were already quitting already. They were bonsai and kill themselves. So a lot of them did.
And after the hill, Was that when you went on to Naha, or was Naha?
No, Naha was right after the hill.
Okay.
Yeah, and Naha was wiped right out, flattened out. There was only one building left, and that was for the general to go to after for his headquarters. They missed that all the time. They didn't hit that one.
Yeah.
Everything. Every freaking.